man. Out of curiosity, when the first time you looked at this picture, did you recognize who it was? I'm sure you can recognize this man. He's a very memorable person. Marilyn Manson was born in Canton, Ohio, and his real name is Brian Hugh Warner. Manson started high school at Heritage Christian School and transferred out, finishing school at Cardinal Gibbons High in 1987. He went to Broward Community College for a degree in journalism, which he used to write music articles in a magazine called 25th Parallel. This led to a chance to interview a man called Trent Reznor, who signed Manson onto Nothing Records in 1994. After hearing him playing in bands such as Mrs. Scabtree and Satan on Fire, two faux Christian death metal bands. Brian Warner then went to create Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids, later shortened to Marilyn Manson. Reznor then went to create the first Manson album, Portrait of an American Family, thus beginning his musical career. Marilyn Manson is also a very talented artist. He mainly focuses on watercolor paintings. Girl. He also frequently drinks abyss when he paints, a hallucinogen that's similar between a mix of alcohol and acid, which would explain most of the outcomes of his creations. They all look phenomenal and very original, but most of them make absolutely no sense whatsoever. His motto for his self-proclaimed art movement called Celebration Corporation was, "We will sell our shadow to those who stand within it." Recently, 40 pictures of Marilyn Manson's art were shipped to Germany's gallery in Brigitte Schenken, Cologne. Manson was given a title of Reverend in the Church of Satan by one of his friends, Anton LaVey, who was an aspiring philosopher. His ideas made a lot of sense to Marilyn Manson, and his religious interest is almost non-existent at this point, so he's not really a big satanic leader, and he's in no way a cult leader. He has had two past relationships. He dated a woman named Melissa Romero, who soon became pregnant with his child, so she got an abortion in the second trimester. And that pretty much ended the relationship altogether. And his second most popular relationship was with that of Dita Von Tess. They were married, but after a few months she filed for a divorce. She said it was due to personality and moral conflict. He is now dating Evan Rachel Wood, a 19-year-old actress. She appears in his new Heart-Shaped Glasses video.
Oh my God. He's fine.
Marilyn Manson is well known for his odd behavior. Many of the things people hear about him are rumors, but ironically most of them are true. For example, he did have breast implants put in for his Mechanical Animals album. He also lit a large cross on fire on stage in one of his concerts. So now he is no longer allowed in Six Flags and is banned from most European countries and is not allowed in 8 states in the United States. Oh my God. Manson also has an unusual sense of style.
Faggot, looking for
the white face and purple lips, black clothes, lots of eyeshadow, 2 different color contacts, black hair. Manson really, like, as hard as it is to believe, he's a normal person underneath everything that he has done. He's extremely creative and artistic. He pushes boundaries of what can be done both musically and with society. If you watch any of his interviews, it's obvious that he isn't a cult leader, as most Christian parents portray him to be. A lot of adults blame him for stupid things that their children do. He constantly explains that just because kids like his music doesn't mean that their actions are his fault. If you're going to listen to what you want and believe in what you want, you need to have responsibility for your actions. He writes music that encourages teens to be themselves and not to be afraid to be different or to think different. People seem to constantly use him as a scapegoat no matter how ridiculous the situation is. I personally admire Marilyn Manson because he has the guts to be who he is no matter what anybody says about him. He is an inspiring artist, not only in his music and his art, but in the creativity he takes in his everyday attire. Someday, I wish I could have half the talent that he was born with.
Nice speaking voice. Strange topic, but we talked about that ahead of time, so that and expose you to a little
Blake.
idea.
Blake.
And you gave me a copy. Time though? Did you stop time? What is it? 4:44?
Yeah.
4:44?
More questions?
Yeah,
Luigi.
you just made it, yes.
Luigi.
Well, it's not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna ask about it.
Oh.